not be able to, you will not be doing great service to your patients as well as to your referring physician. So I think that is where we need to look at how exactly, what US did was they started to kind of collaborate with institutions that had psycho-oncology service, and in partnership started to do this so that they could, in the meanwhile, parallelly create critical mass of psycho-oncologists for their own setting. So the standard of care and most of the things were missing. I think some things Dr. Somshekhar already voiced up. The first fundamental thing that they did was in 1997, the NCCN, which is like the watchdog of the cancer care internationally, first put up their guideline in distress management. The word distress was kind of in place. They replaced it with problem. Up until then, we used to call it psychological problems, psychiatric problems, and so on. They found that the problem word is a very stigmatized one, and they replaced it with distress, so that it is all encompassing.
So this diagnosis came like a blow for us, and it was out of the blue and without any symptoms, without absolutely no presentation. It was an incidental finding wherein we found out when he was just trying to exercise and something snapped in his back. So when we got the diagnosis, it was really heartbreaking, and we didn't know what to do because neither of us, not us, neither the family had any sort of experience dealing with cancer at such a close up. So the only thing that we knew was that we had to consult an oncologist and start with the treatment, and that's why we chose HCG. But HCG had this nice integrative method of putting us in touch with the psycho-oncologist since we were young, and we got such a diagnosis at such a stage in life. And that's where our journey with psycho-oncology began. So, I mean, it's very important for psycho-oncology to start since the beginning, because it's definitely a shock for everybody.
In private institutions and in government institutions, and we start working towards how we can co-opt this system into our existing system, how we can add this on to probably not just cancer, but I think any debilitating disease needs emotional and psychological support. Whether it is there's so many diseases which are like the terminal illnesses, or people who have got less chances of survival, all those things. So this is not, I think, psycho-oncology is a specialized field because oncology is so specialized. So it needs someone who is an expert. But at the same time, I think we can't now go on creating. I think it's people should not feel offended. But for every specialized field, we can't have a specialized counselor. I think every hospital first, if they can provide a general counselor, a general psychologist for all these kind of patients, so that whether it is an oncological treatment or whether for a neurological treatment, whether you've got some other fatal disease, for all these kind of patients, if there is a psychiatric and clinical psychologist and that kind of a support provided by hospitals, I think it will have a great impact.